Ta-da! Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm actually going live on both Facebook and YouTube. Why am I going live right now? I'm going live because this week I am starting a new project that I wanted to share with people and invite you along the journey with. My new project is I'm going to launch a new face mask. So if you are like me, you have been running around wearing face masks just like this, and you may or may not love your current face mask, but that is the first reason why I am here on Facebook and YouTube Live is to share with you that I'm going to launch a better, new and improved face mask. This one right here literally just broke right before I started filming. And so I want to show it to you and basically come on live to say, I'm going to start and launch a new face mask product. And I would love for you to give me your feedback about what it is that you love and hate about your current face mask that you're wearing right now. And so that's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about today on this Facebook and YouTube Live is we are going to talk about what you hate about your face mask so that I can create a new and improved, better one. The second thing we're going to talk about on this YouTube and Facebook Live is, drum roll, the fact that I do coaching. I help people to develop a business plan and grow their business. And I was trying to figure out, how do I show that I know how to do this? How do I teach people? How do I help people? Because when I help someone, I can't just tell you their numbers. I cannot tell you, oh, this client made $100,000 in profit. This client I took from $0 to $1 million in revenue in a year. I didn't do it in a year, let's say 3 years, because that's it's 2 to 3 years is the average, depending upon how much resources the other person has. I can't normally share those pieces of information. So I figured one of the best ways to share a growth strategy and to allow you to come along for the ride with me is for me to make myself vulnerable and put my money where my mouth is, and to actually launch a business and a product with you and to show you every single step along the way. So if you have any kind of a business idea, you are welcome to come with me along this journey. So every Wednesday for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to do a Instagram Live at noon and a Facebook and YouTube Live at 5 p.m. And then on Fridays at 9 a.m., I'm going to post a YouTube video that succinctly describes the steps that I took that week to be able to take an idea and bring it to market. So that's what I want to invite you along the ride to do, is to learn with me about how to launch a physical product business. So I'm going to invite you through that process. The first thing I want to say to anybody who's watching is I want to know what you do not like about your face mask. You're currently about your face mask. So let me see if I can add that. How do I do that right there? Oh, here we go. Banners. There we go. So my first question is, what do you hate about your face mask currently? Now I have right here an example of one that I've been using. And here are some of the things that I personally hate about it. What I hate, let's see, how do I add this to the screen? This is me trying. There we go. Does that work? Oh, I see. Let's see, how do I add this here? Solo layout. Interesting. I cannot figure out how to add this to it. Okay, interesting. I can definitely do it that way. Let's try this. This will work. This will work. Okay, there we go. So there we go. So here is the first question I wanted to ask everybody is what do you wish was different about your face mask? So in the comments, I would love it if you could add your comments about, okay, what is it that you hate and love about your current face mask? So there might be other questions that will help you. These other points might help you to get more specific. So for example, what type of mask do you currently have? Are you using one of the disposable cheap ones? Are you using a K95, which is a medical grade mask? Are you using multi-ply or single ply reusable fabric? That stuff is, it's super interesting to hear what people would have to say, like what kind are you using? Because depending upon the type you're using, that would influence what you love or hate about your current face mask. So I want to know, what do you love and hate about your current face mask? The other thing, so once I know also what kind you're using, I'd love to know what bothers you the most about that face mask. Is it the feeling, whether it's itchy, scratchy, and rough? Is it the appearance? So does it get quickly dirty? Does it change shape? Are the patterns kind of unattractive because they kind of look like medical grade Band-Aid on your face? Or is there something related to quality? Perhaps you do not like the single use element of it, the fact that it breaks easily, gets curled up and crumpled in your bag or your wallet. It could also be maybe that you don't like the fit. Perhaps the fit is too small or too big or close to your mouth that it makes it hard for you to talk. So I would love to hear from you what things you don't like about your current face mask. Here are some ideas. If there's something that I didn't say that you don't like, please feel free to add that as a new little comment. And the reason why I'm asking that is because I'm going to be launching my own face mask brand shortly. I'm going to be launching it at the end of the month, and you'll be able to actually buy your own version of it. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, in part, I don't love all the face masks that I currently have. This one literally just broke a moment ago. It's already dirty, even though I just used it today. So it looks like a used Band-Aid. And on top of that, it's very itchy and scratchy. The fibers from this side of the face mask have already started to itch the gentle parts of my face. And so I hate these. I also have ones that are 100% single ply fabric, and they curl at the edges. So as I put them on, they're misshapen and they're so close to my face, I can barely talk. So I hate that as well. And on top of that, none of these look very professional. I walked into an office downtown, and it was a high-rise building, and everyone was dressed very nicely. And of course, everyone's wearing these gross face masks that don't look attractive. So I don't like these elements of it. And I figured this is a problem. This is a problem that needs to be solved. And I'm confident that I can figure out how to do it. And if you wanted to give me feedback about what you do and do not like about face masks, you are welcome and invited to share with me your opinions and walk with me through the process of bringing this concept to life. So over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be sharing my process and inviting you to give me your feedback so we can build something together that you might want to buy and that would solve a problem. So that's my invitation to you, my first invitation to you. The second invitation to you is that if you are someone who's interested in launching your own business and you've seen me before talk about those things, I wanted to get vulnerable and actually walk with you through the process of building a business and share my process, because I have done this a million times through Pearl Resourcing, both in building that business to $1 million plus, but also I built another business that I was a co-owner of to $1 million, over $1 million in revenue. And on top of that, I've helped a ton of clients to do that through my consulting. And so I can't though tell people, hey, I helped a client get to $1 million. That's their private information. To share their profitability, to share their sales is not public. So what I'd like to do is to share with you my own journey to start from scratch, from $0, and to build a business to $200,000 in revenue, and to make it very vulnerable and share that story out there on YouTube and Facebook, so that way everyone can see exactly what steps I go through, the embarrassing parts, the unembarrassing parts, and make sure that it's something that you can learn from. So you, me, all of us can learn from and learn together. So what I'm going to talk about this week is ideation. And ideation is the process of identifying and thinking through a business model that you might want to launch. And so in this week, our homework assignment is to, there we go. Let me grab this. Okay, there we go. So the first thing that we're going to do together, delete that overlay. Let me try this again. Gosh, these live things are kind of complicated. Target audience, step 1. Okay, 4 of them. There we go. Okay, so the first step that we're going to do together is talk about writing out a business plan. And the first in this ideation process is to take a piece of paper and sit down. You can do this over a glass of wine. You can do this with friends. You can sit down and write down your business plan. So if you are really going to be walking with me through this process, I would ask you to literally take out a piece of paper, if I was consulting you, and write down the answers to these questions. So at the very top, write the word, step 1, ideation, actions, business launch plan. And so that is the first step in being able to launch your business. So I'm going to walk with you as I do this with my new face mask company that's coming out and will be available for pre-sale at the end of August. So the first thing you want to do is to write out the problem and solution. So this is part of your business strategy plan. So if I was consulting you, this is what I would tell you to do, this thing right here. You want to write out on a piece of paper and divide it down the middle of down the half mark. And on the left-hand side, I want you to write all of the complaints and problems that you see in the category or with the product or with the service that you believe customers are currently struggling with. So if there's a problem that you're looking to solve or a business that you want to launch, you want to write on the left-hand side all of the problems, complaints, issues that people have with that. So in this case, I'm talking about face masks, right? And so what I am doing this exact same thing right here, right now. I want to hear from you. Okay, what are your comments and complaints about face masks that you're currently working on? So if I was launching a face mask company, which I am doing at the end of the month, I would ask people like you, okay, these types of questions. What type of mask do you currently have? So if you're watching this and you are either interested in buying a face mask in the future, that would be one that you loved, or if you're just interested in launching your own business, do this with me. Let me know what type of mask you're currently using. Disposable cheapy one, multiply reusable fabric, and then tell me what bothers you about it. Okay, so most people don't like either the feel, it's itchy and scratchy. They might not like the appearance, so it could get quickly dirty or shift in shape, not look professional, very boring, sad patterns, like reminding all of us that we're in a terrible pandemic. And so that could be the reason why you don't like your current mask. The quality, maybe it's a single use, so it breaks and it curls and it crumples. Or maybe the fit is too small. If you, my boyfriend has a larger face, I have a larger face, and we all feel like these don't really fit our big faces. Other ones are too close to your mouth, make it hard to talk. But those are just the ideas that I came up with. Those are the reasons why I don't like my face masks. So tell me why you don't like them. Another comment that I've heard through Instagram Live that I did today was that people don't like how it causes when they're wearing them, their glasses to fog up, so that they end up steaming up their glasses because of their face mask. Another person shared with me that they don't like the fact that they can't talk through it. So they're speaking and no one can hear what they have to say because the material is impeding their speech. So they have to kind of pull it down to be able to be heard. So I'm asking you as you watch, please share with me what you don't like about your face mask. Feel free to comment on my Facebook or Instagram or anywhere that you're watching this. I'd love to know what you don't like about your face mask. So if you're launching a business, you would take all of these comments and write them all down on the left-hand side. Now, this might seem like a trivial activity. You might say, Emily, okay, this is not necessary. Why are you having us do this? Oh, thank you, Everywhere Hair and Skincare, for your comment. I really appreciate you giving me feedback. If you could elaborate on which A and A you meant, I think if you could type in specifics, I would love and really appreciate that. And I'll want specifics. This is why this applies to you. As you're doing market research, there's been studies through neurolinguistic programming that people use exact vocabulary words that they associate with their pain or frustration. And those words are the words that you will in the future want to use when crafting effective marketing materials. So for example, if you write the words that the face mask, this material is scratchy, that's a different word than if you say that it's rough. So if you say in the comments that you really don't like how this is rough, this is too rough on your face, on sensitive parts of your face, I will want to write down the exact words, the exact vocabulary words that you used, so that in the future, when I'm selling this to you, I will use those words and it will trigger in your mind a reminder of the pain point that you feel. So it's really important as you're doing market research from step one in building a business, the ideation process, you need to write down the exact words that people are using to describe the things that they are complaining about that product or service. So again, to apply this to yourself on a piece of paper, I want you to write on the left-hand side, pain points. And this will build your business plan for growing your business in the future. Pain points on the left, long, long list. After you've done that, we want to talk about the solution, right? And an interesting life coaching principle that I teach when I'm coaching business owners and executives to grow their business is that so often the things that we are afraid of, or the things that we are our issues, the truth is the exact opposite, the ultra opposite. So if people say to you, hey, I'm complaining that this is rough, then you need to create a world as a solution that's the exact opposite of that. So if I say rough, you need to find the words that describe the exact opposite of rough. Okay, soft, luxurious, silky, smooth. These are the types of things that you're going to want to provide in your solution product. And this is not trivial, because this exercise will help you to craft the marketing content that you will end up putting on your Amazon listing, your Shopify page, your retail sales sheet, your packaging artwork. All of that stuff will end up being vocabulary that you're going to take from this part of the process. So it's very, very important. So I see here Everywhere Hair and Skincare that you said that you cannot breathe, which I totally understand. It's incredible how this stuff could, it really, people say it does not stop you from breathing, but it totally does. So you put that here and I can instantly feel my heart rate go up because I can't breathe and I can't talk and I can't even see sometimes lower. You can't see where my feet are. So it definitely impedes a lot of different things. So in this process, I'm going to write all of that down. He says, we have the cheap mask and it's rough. Okay, yes, this thing literally, I wore this today just to test things out. There's little fibers that start pulling from the top of it. It itches my face the entire time that I'm walking around wearing it. Okay, so thank you for sharing what you have to say about that. I really appreciate it. So during this process of ideation, again, this video today is to talk about ideation. How do you come up with an idea so that you can scale your business? I'm going to scale this face mask business from $0 to $200,000 in revenue. And every week I'm going to share my process with you so that you can apply them to yourself to grow your business. So after you have gone through this process, I'm going to share with you another picture that will help to illustrate what I'm talking about. So again, we said we are writing a piece of paper on the top, ideation, step one to launching a business and scaling it from idea to sale. We're going to write a business plan. So that's the action we're doing today. And the first thing we're doing is identifying the problem and the solution. So on the left-hand side, you are writing all of the problems and complaints that people have about this product or service. On the right-hand side, after you're done with all the problems, you're going to take a pause, and then you'll write the exact opposite of that problem and write the solution on the right-hand side, okay? So again, today we are writing out a business plan to scale your business from $0 to $200,000 in revenue, because you can come along with me for the journey. And this is the ideation process. So after you've done this, that not only will you have the marketing copy that you need to be able to write effective sales pitch for the product once it's done, you'll also know what it is you need to work on for this product or service. So in this case, I'm talking about a face mask, and I asked for people to write in the comments what they hated about their face mask. And so I heard that it's rough and scratchy, that it's cheap, and then it makes it hard to breathe. So my product, if I can solve those problems for someone and start doing research on how to solve those problems, I will create an effective business where I can come back to anyone who watched this video and say, hey, I came up with a solution. Do you want to give it a go? And I will be more likely to be able to close a sale because I actually listened to what they had to say and solved a real and true problem that they were facing. So that's step number one in building your business plan. The second thing you need to do is identify your target audience. And I've heard a lot of different feedback about how do you build a target audience, who is my target audience. And the way that I suggest doing it whenever I'm consulting someone is to first draw a Venn diagram, which is a big fat circle in the center of your page. And you want that to be a circle representing all the people that you can sell to. So we'll start by saying you could sell to every human in the whole wide world. And that would be the entire subset of people that you could sell to. But obviously that's not going to be very effective if you're trying to sell something to the entire world. So we want to reduce that. And so you want to start drawing smaller circles within that Venn diagram of the entire world. Who is a smaller subset of people that you could possibly sell to? So for example, in my case, I'm going to be selling face masks. I probably do not want to sell to high-risk individuals because there's a massive liability, a ton of research and laws that are in place that would prevent me from being able to do that very effectively and affordably. So I'm going to eliminate the subset of people who are high-risk individuals, older people, anyone with any kind of medical risks. I'm also going to probably reduce and eliminate children because I don't have children. I don't know if I could effectively sell to that audience. I'm probably also going to eliminate people who would want really cheap face masks because that's something that, again, does not light me up, make me excited, and I want to solve the pain points that are caused by these cheap face masks. So what I end up with is a smaller subset of people and a circle of people who are much more similar to myself, who are looking for a comfortable, attractive, affordable, but nice face mask. So the subset of people who I end up with in my target audience are very often going to be someone similar to myself. They don't have to be an identical match, so they don't have to be a female business owner, but they could be someone who is a busy professional. So that is a subset that I'm a part of. And those people are people who I understand. So it's really helpful when you're identifying your target audience to pick someone who you are familiar with, comfortable with, and have something in common with. So you can, to be able to help yourself identify that person, you could also write a list of all the different qualities that represent yourself and be able to highlight, okay, these are the people who I know I can reach. These are people similar to myself, professionals who are web savvy, who want something comfortable and professional. So that is one of the steps of your process of going from $0 to $200,000 in revenue, is to identify who your target audience is. And it doesn't need to be super, super niche unless for some reason you know that you only want to sell to this one type of person. It can be broad. Just it can't be the whole entire world, right? Because you want to use copy that's going to speak to those people who are similar to yourself. So after you've identified who your target audience is, then we want to write out a plan. And the plan, there we go. The plan is going to be basically the strategy that you're going to follow after you've come up with all of these things to be able to take this idea and bring it to market. And so how do you write out a plan? The fastest thing I can recommend is to number one, write out all of the questions that you have that are about how to launch this product, because questions lead to answers and to other questions. And so if you don't know where to start, you want to write yourself some questions. So the first question I might have is, well, who could manufacture a mask? Or who could be an expert who I could call to get more information about the types of materials that are out there that I could use? Or another question that I could ask is, how much are people currently paying for face masks out there in the universe? And so by writing out a number of different questions that I have, I've already told myself what I need to do next, which is I need to start doing some research. So my step number one will be to do research on what else is out there. So no matter where you are in your process, let's say that you are a doctor and you already have your practice in place, you can ask yourself questions about what you need to do to grow to the next step of your goal, no matter where you are. So that should be a helpful way to write out a plan, is that you first write out a series of questions that you have for yourself that you would ask anybody that you were friends with who's about to launch a business. And you ask them questions, you ask yourself questions and write them down. And those questions will be your next homework assignment that you just generated for yourself. So after you've written out those questions, you'll know very clearly what information is missing. And so then you can start to write out a list of what steps you need to take to be able to take your idea to market. So in the first step, you probably will want to do research. The second step is you're going to want to probably call some factories. The third step is you'll probably want to call a designer to design the material and the fabric, to design the brand, the packaging, artwork. After that, you're going to want to figure out the packaging and the actual structure of the stuff that's going to go, the product will go inside. Gosh, what else would you want to know? Oh, how much it will cost. So you'll have to figure out how much the costing will be. You want to know, how will I sell this product? Where will I sell this product? How much will it be? So all of those questions are the next step. And then lastly, once it's sold, how am I going to deliver it to those people? So that right there is basically the cycle, the life cycle of your product, of going from idea to being sold on store shelves or in online platforms. So once you've written that out, the thing that you will not know the answer to is the timeline for the other elements of the step, because you have to finish oftentimes the first step to be able to know the timeline for the second step. But I can say that most products take at least 3 months to go from idea to something that you can pre-sell on store shelves. So this, for example, in this video, I've got tons of experience launching products. So I'm going to be able to take an idea to market for a pre-sale in 4 weeks. So my point would be, I don't think you can do it faster than 4 weeks, be able to pre-sell a product. I happen to be fast at it because I've done it a million times. So if you are at all interested in doing it yourself, you might want to give yourself a lot more time, probably 3 months at least, to be able to take an idea, do research, and get things going. Once you have all those things in place, you probably will need to give it another 2 to 3 months to actually manufacture the product and ship it. So you can imagine that the average person takes 6 months to have an idea to having some product that's ready to sell on store shelves or online. So that should be at least reassuring that your timeline will at least probably take six months. If you're more experienced, it could take 3. But that is where you're going to start your timeline and write out your plan. So this right here is all that you need to create an action plan for yourself in the process of ideation, which is figuring out the details for a business and product that you want to launch. So I hope that this Facebook and YouTube Live was helpful. I'm checking here on the comments, see if anyone else posted a comment about their, oh, thank you so much for posting. I appreciate that. If you're watching this after the Facebook Live or YouTube Live, I would certainly love to get feedback from you still about what it is that you hate about your face mask, or about where you are in your business growth process. I'm here specifically to help. I offer coaching, executive coaching, monthly, for anybody who's interested in walking with me in the process of while you're building a business. which you can visit emilyannpage.com, EMILYANNEPAGE.com if you're interested in getting assistance there. I also have a packaging and branding company called pearlresourcing.net. And again, in the bio, you can find all of these links, and we offer services to help you to brand and package your products. So if you're interested at all in working with me, those are the ways to reach out. If you're interested in a face mask in the future, please subscribe so that you can continue to see videos and hear about the launch of this new face mask company. So appreciate your time and wishing you the best as you go from start to sold. Please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for your time. And I can't wait to hear your stories of success. Bye.